Have you ever said to yourself, I'll start on Monday, and you realize this is about the 17th time you told yourself you was going to start on Monday, or better yet, you was going to start on the first of the month, you're going to get yourself together. Have you ever wondered why you keep doing that and fall short 7 days in, 5 days in, sometimes 3 days in of the goals that you start? I want you to know you're not alone. We have all been there. So I wanted to break down the psychology of starting all over and how you can actually break the cycle of starting over and over again. First things first, why do we keep starting all over? Why do we keep setting ourselves up realistically for failure? A lot of times we set impossible goals, unrealistic goals, goals that honestly, yeah, in the right mindset, in the right headspace, in the right time, if you have all the resources, you can do it. But realistically, if you look at your lifestyle, what you're trying to achieve is actually unrealistic. The reason being is because when you set unrealistic goals, you now can't keep up with those goals. You then in turn fail those goals. Then from there you feel guilty for failing those goals. And then you try to start all over again. You tie your progress to perfection. For example, you say, hey, I want to walk 10,000 steps for a whole week. You sit there, and if you do not get 7 days straight of walking 10,000 steps, you will now see yourself as a failure. Instead of looking hindsight at the full picture, you went from walking barely anything, barely hitting 5,000 steps a day, to literally hitting 10,000 for 5 days straight. That deserves a clap. That deserves a pat on the back. But you're so focused on being perfect, getting it to the T, that you give up before you even try. That you literally call it quits before actually seeing the real progress that happens. It's as if one misstep leads to failure, so you wipe the slate clean. You literally say, okay, no, I can't do it. When all actuality, you've made tremendous progress. You just don't see it that way because you're striving for perfection. When in reality, you should be striving for a progression. So how can we fix this? First and foremost, what do you really want for yourself? What is it you're trying to attain? Why do you want to attain these things? You really need to take a second to sit down with these goals and aspirations that you're saying you want and evaluate why you want it. Because in reality, what you're looking for when you start all over is a reset button to the guilt that you feel about your life, about your circumstances, about the mistakes that you made, about literally the things that did not fall into place that you feel as though should have. That fresh start dopamine effect hits different. We all get excited when we're going to start something new, when we're going to do a new project. It literally is the high before we actually even attain the thing we're trying to attain. It's like when you get a good idea, you get so excited, you have to tell somebody, you're just like, oh my God, I want to do this, and you haven't even started, you just have the idea. It's a quick hit. It feels like productivity even when it's not. Even if it's unsustainable. For example, you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to post 3 times a week, but you haven't even learned how to post 1 video a week consistently. But you're excited because you're like, yo, I'm gonna post 3 times every week on the week. You're gonna burn out before you even get to 4 videos in a month. You're literally gonna burn out because you're gonna lose that initial high. You're gonna lose the initial high you got when you first thought about the idea. This is not realistic. These are things that you have to check at the door, that you really have to look within yourself and say, what is it that I want? What is it that I'm looking for? You can't constantly put yourself in these cycles and think things are gonna change. What they like to say, doing something over and over again with no changes is insanity, because it is. How many times are you gonna tell yourself, oh, I wanna wake up at 5 a.m. and you don't wake up at 5 a.m. and you don't wake up at 5 a.m. But you keep telling yourself, oh, I'm gonna start today, I'm gonna start today, I'm gonna start today. When is today gonna come? God forbid, let's just be honest. If you croaked right now, then what? You can't keep telling yourself, I'm gonna start today, I'm gonna start today, I'm gonna start today. But you can't tell yourself, you know what? This is what I wanna do. Let's break it down. How can I start with a little step today? This is why it's so important for you to understand who you are, how you work, how your energy works. Like, it takes time, but there are ways you can start today to make it a little bit easier to set goals. How to break the cycle? 1, redefine what success means to you. I don't care what you've heard on TikTok, Instagram, dang near on YouTube, even my own video. I know I'm attacking my own video, but I'm being serious. You have to redefine what success is for you, because looking at what other people have can distort what you believe success is. Everybody's not looking to have the same thing. Believe it or not, for some people, success is having a roof over their head. Some people, it's having their bills paid. Some people, it's being able to live without the reliance of a phone. They want to live literally off grid. There are people who live off grid on purpose, and they are the happiest they can be. Success is so different for everyone, so you have to define it for yourself. What is success to you? What is it that you want out of life? Second, ditch the all or nothing approach. And I'm saying that as an avid person who used to always be like, it's all or nothing. Like, I legit lived by that. If I did not complete something, like say for example, I was supposed to work out 5 days a week. If I did not complete it, I literally would feel like a failure. It would be one day I miss, and for some reason I'll just be like, I didn't do anything. Freak it. I don't want to do nothing. That's dumb. I'm sorry. That's dumb. Okay. That's dumb. That's silly. That's immature. That's kiddish. Come on now. Which leads me into my next point, number 3. Practice next best choice thinking. Instead of quitting, instead of giving up on yourself, ask yourself, what's the next supportive thing I can do today? What can you do today to help you towards the goal that you were trying to get done? What happened that allowed you to not get it done, and how can you adjust that? Progress is not linear. It is not linear. We live a life where things happen left and right. Sometimes we will not know. It will be so unexpected. And you have to be okay with that. You may not like it, but you have to be okay with it and adjust accordingly. One skipped workout, one unplanned meal doesn't change the progress that you've made. Look at what happened. Instead of feeling like you're a failure, instead of saying, I give up just because you didn't get it perfect. We are not made to be perfect. We are made to progress, to learn, to grow every single day that we live. Next step, you want to create flexible routine, not rigid rules and regulations, not crazy to-do lists that are impossible to tackle. You want to build habits that bend without breaking. Simply put, you want to do things that's going to allow you flexibility within your schedule, within your time. Discipline is easier to do when it doesn't feel like punishment. A great example is a morning routine. Maybe you don't have a consistent routine going on. You don't have a routine, period, and you're looking to be more productive in your morning. Set yourself up for success. But you need a morning routine that can cater to your lifestyle. Look at the lifestyle that you live currently right now. How is your mood when you wake up? How do you actually want to feel? Then create it from there. So say you want to feel refreshed and energized in the morning. Instead of making a list of to-dos, meaning I have to wake up, I have to shower, I have to read a book, I have to eat breakfast, I have to do this, I have to do that. Make a dopamine menu where you have a list of options, things that you know will make you feel good in the morning when you do, and check off the list what you want to do that morning. So say for example, you are feeling low energy, something that can make you feel happy, playing music, doing a nice skincare routine, having a fun breakfast that gives you energy, going for a walk. That's a part of the menu, while also having things on that list that you don't necessarily have to do, but they're there to help you create a morning routine that works for you. And every morning you just pick off of that list. It's also good to have non-negotiables, so things that you know for a fact that if you do not do, you will not feel like yourself. And a great example of taking showers. It may seem so silly, but I'm telling you, showers make you feel so alive that for me at least, it's a non-negotiable. Let's be honest, we've had days where we woke up and we just ran out the house, we didn't take a shower. Like, let's be frank, let's be real, 100% real. We've had those days. So realistically, if you are a person that needs your shower in the morning, or you need your coffee in the morning, that's a non-negotiable, right? But allow the routine to be flexible, so that if you're running late, so that if you don't feel like doing something, it's not a hard decision. It's a decision that is flexible, so that you can be able to keep the habit of the morning routine. Because the habit is just building a morning routine. It's not necessarily the different things that are within the morning routine. It's just to have a consistent morning routine that allows you to set your day up for success. And last but not least, normal setbacks. Understand that you're a human being. Understand that there will be times where you will fall off. There will be times where life happens. Literally, life happens that is out of your control. Falling off track is a part of the journey. Now, staying off track, that's optional. You see that you've fallen off track. So what do? You get back up and you try again. This is not starting all over. This is picking up where you left off and moving forward. That is the difference. It is not starting all over. It's understanding that life will happen, that things will try and come to stop you from the progress that you're making. But it's your choice whether or not to allow it to, or to get up and move forward regardless. Falling off doesn't mean that you fail. Falling off just means you're human. You don't need a new Monday to start. You don't need a new month to start. You just need a better mindset. You don't have to start over. You just have to keep going.